Hey, this is Kaare Andrews, that's Kaare Rhymes with Atari. Today we're going to draw key story images on Making Comics with Kaare. Boom! Super Chopper Studios. Well, hey there, hello. Welcome to this latest installment of Making Comics. Today we're going to continue filling up this little sketchbook here. We are going to go straight images today. That's what we're going to do. If some words come along, we're going to do them. But the idea here is to manifest the world, manifest your story through story images. It is the most direct way to write because there's no intermediate from words to images. We're going to do images backwards. Before we start, I just want to talk about this idea I have that I was first introduced to in the world of fine arts in my brief tenure at art school. Didn't last too long because back in the day at my art school, the first year was great. You could explore every material. I messed around with paints, graphite powder, sculpture. It was a foundational year. It was pretty cool actually. Even though there's one or two guys who I wanted to do comics back then. I went to art school thinking that was what I should do. After that first year, you chose your major, and there was nothing to do with comic books back in the day. It was just like there was a graphic design department where you could basically learn typography, and I do love design, but I'm mostly interested in illustration. I love drawing. I love drawing humans, the human figure. It's so hard, but so rewarding to explore. And there was no teachers at my school that could actually draw people. It was the generation of anti-representational art, meaning like making installation art out of cheese, or like abstract art, or it was very much, the scene was very like anti-representational art. And it wasn't necessarily anti-comic book art because a lot of young guys were drawing comic books or wanted to, or at least a few of them. It was just uninterested in comic book art. So there's nothing that was directly applicable, but art fundamentals are applicable. I think the most interesting thing I learned from my time at art school was this concept, and it just came and went in like a half a second thing during one session of a class, and it was the idea that art is made of a triangle. There is artist, the art, and the audience. And that triangle is art. So let's talk about that in terms of comic books. There is the artist. That's you. That's me. Whether you're a visual artist or a writer, whatever. The person making the art. And then there is the art. That's the work itself. And then there's the audience. Now you need all three of those components. And if you overvalue any of those components, you're going to start to go off course. So the artist is you. If you overvalue yourself, what happens? You become intolerable. You delusions of grandeur. And hey, we all poke at that at some points. We all get, you get a little bit of success. Watch it in you or your friends or yourself. A little bit of success. All of a sudden that person becomes intolerable. And sometimes that person is you. Humility is the key. Always, always, always stay humble. You can't get better unless you know how bad you are. You're always worse than you think. Always fight to get better. But if you're too much in your own head, you think you're already there. Why even make art then, right? Like if you're already this genius that should be celebrated, why even do anything? That's the danger. If you put too much importance on the work itself, you lose you. You lose your voice. You're just studying mechanics. You're just studying anatomy. You're just studying concepts. You're just trying to emulate other artists because it's all about the work and you just want the work to be the thing, and that you don't even have an audience. Who even knows about this work? This expertly rendered work that doesn't have your voice and is not, that no one can read or appreciate. That's if you overvalue the work. If you overvalue your audience, that's another mistake. If you're just trying to get to please people, if you're just trying to please a group, any group, whether it's your mom or your dad or readers across the world, you're going to start making work that has no truth, that isn't aspiring to anything. It's just trying to figure out, what does this person want? How can I please this person? I mean, have you ever been in a relationship like that? Or been the person in a relationship like that? If you're just trying to make someone happy all the time, and it's like no one respects you even. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the audience is important. It's as important as you, and it's as important as the art. If you can balance those triangles, that's the key. That's what you want to strive for. You want your voice in work that is well done for people that you respect but are not controlled by. And this is a good barometer. Your audience will tell you if your work is veering off course. But if you're only making work for an audience, you will never transcend, you'll never achieve greatness. You know, like Steve Jobs didn't make the iPhone because there was a demand from a large portion of the audience being like, we demand this iPhone that no one's created yet, Steve Jobs. You've got to make it for us. No, he was the artist. The art was the iPhone, and the audience was the consumer, and that's what made that work. Okay, enough ranting. Let's make some comics. So we're going to start here with our little notebook. See, this time because we're just doing images, I'm gonna draw in this format. This format is interesting because it's very much like a TV format. Not that you should make comics to try to get a TV deal, because man, just go in the TV world. Trust me, it's a bigger industry. There's more jobs in the TV world. Trying to get a job in TV by doing comic books is like it's like trying to fly a jet by driving a fire truck. Like, it's just, come on, people. You're delusional. Okay, here we go. So we've got Bay here. I don't even know. This is just, you don't want to overthink it. Just let it happen, right? Turn on the tap. Don't worry about where the water comes from. Don't worry about where it's going. Turn it on, see what happens. You can always rip out a page if you're not happy. I may speed up and slow down the drawing video. See what happens. Oh, it's taking me forever to start. Okay, here we go. Let's just see Bay here. What haven't we seen? Speaking of people who become overimpressed with themselves, that is part of the journey of anyone who's achieved success. And that's part of the danger. You see it in great stories too, like whether it's Star Wars and Luke is just too high on himself and he gets taken down, or whatever that is. Here's Bay here. She's going to be standing over her mentor. Oh, she's got a mentor in the sewers again. And who is this mentor guy? It's a dude. It's an old man. An old man. And this paper is really sensitive to line, so not necessarily a bad thing, but be aware. Your paper you choose is as important as the pencil you choose. Okay, she's in a bad place here. Bay is rebelling against her mentor. They've had a big fight. And she has defeated him in combat. Because she is mistakenly under the impression that it's her time. It's her time. It's my time. What she doesn't realize is that he was protecting her. Not only teaching her, not only giving her the tools, but before he could give her the tools, she stopped listening before he could warn her what was coming her way. And what was coming her way, maybe it's this thing in the background. I don't know if it's a dragon or a snake or a serpent or what. The sewers of the Old South. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in now and I'm gonna try to pick out. Try not to let my hat get in the way this time. The idea again is to do these clouds underneath. You're almost looking to create happy accidents. What you're really doing is looking to manifest some kind of unknown into the unknown. And so by exploring with your underdrawing, then you can choose, you can discriminate what you're manifesting into the known. And the more you can explore, the more you can choose. Oh, she's in a bad place. She is mistaken about what she's doing here. Now make no mistake, she is the chosen for now. But that doesn't mean someone else can't be chosen if she loses her way. Oh yeah, she killed the old man, or defeated the old man. But the old man was only trying to save her. Now this guy is ancient. He's got paper thin skin and a beard. Oh my goodness, all those lines in his face, he's beginning to look like me. I'm not done yet, world. I've got many decades of hopelessly floundering through life. He's like the Wolverine of his time, and his time was maybe even thousands of years ago. Some kind of serpent type, I don't know if it's a dragon, but it's some kind of snake. Maybe she does know this. Maybe this snake is controlling her. And I'm just going to draw a little bit more of this water. Because I'm drawing on the side of my pencil, I'm not sharp. I don't have to stop and sharpen so much. Sometimes, but not. Maybe these sewers have some curved. Maybe this is a large, here, a little doorway. Maybe there's these caverns of sewers underneath the South that we don't know about. You don't know what I can do. Okay, so there we have it. Your first straight anchor image. The idea is just like we're drawing clouds in our underdrawing and then discriminating the clouds, letting our mind explore and then discriminating. We're doing that with the story images. We're trying not to have too much intention behind those images. We're trying to just like explore and then discriminate. So by intentionally being mindless, we are trying to be mindful in the sense that we are freeing ourselves, and then later we will be confining ourselves. It's a heartbeat. It's breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Okay, so we're gonna do a few more of these. The new format. Let me know what you think. I'm both speeding up and not speeding. It's magic. I'm up here. I'm drawing. I'm there. I'm back here again. Until next time, keep on drawing. I'll see you again. You and me, we're in this together, right? Making comics. Okay, later. Super Chopper Studios.
Run! No! Get to the chopper!